Hey guys! After 13 years of high-octane drama, roaring engines, and unforgettable races, Street Outlaws has finally crossed the finish line. For over a decade, the show became a cultural touchstone in drag racing, bringing underground racing into living rooms across America. It gave everyday gearheads the chance to become household names, and few embodied that rise better than Kye Kelley. Now, with Street Outlaws officially in the rearview mirror, Kelley has revealed what comes next for him. And it's clear that he's not slowing down anytime soon. For Kelley, his time on Street Outlaws wasn't just about winning races. It was life-changing. Before joining the series, Kelley was grinding long hours in oil refineries, working 90-hour weeks away from his family. Drag racing was his childhood dream, but at that time, it was little more than a passion he could chase on weekends. Then came Street Outlaws. The opportunity gave Kelley a platform to live that dream full-time. Over 12 years, he went from refinery worker to one of the most recognizable faces in racing entertainment. And through it all, he says he has nothing but gratitude for the people who made it possible. "I owe that to Street Outlaws, Speed Promotions, MPK, and Sam Corcus, and the guys that made all that happen," Kelley reflected. "If it all kicked off again tomorrow, I'd do it all over again." It wasn't just about the fame either. Kelley credits the show for allowing him to build a better life for his family. That's why, despite moving on, he promises he'll always support the Street Outlaws brand. While Kelley's days of living on the road filming Street Outlaws are over, his passion for racing remains front and center. In fact, he's bought a dirt track near his home, signaling a whole new direction for his career. "I'm going to continue racing," he explained. "I bought a little dirt track. I'm going to get into dirt track racing some. The dirt track's right by my house, so it's convenient." But this isn't just about racing for him. Kelley envisions the dirt track as a hub for motorsports entertainment and family fun. He has plans to host everything from mud bogs and monster trucks to destruction derbies and trailer pull races. He even has a go-kart track on the infield, which he hopes to reopen for kids' racing events. "I want it to be just a fun place for adults to go," Kelley said. "And not going to forget the kids either, where these kids can come out there and run their hot rods around and get them a big trophy." It's a bold step, and one that positions him as more than just a racer. He's now becoming a promoter and community builder. Alongside his dirt track project, Kelley is also moving into the business world. He recently launched a trailer sales company, tapping into his deep connections in the racing community. "I opened a trailer business. I'm gonna be selling trailers. So if anybody needs some trailers, y'all hit me up," he said with a grin. This new venture adds another layer to his post-Street Outlaws career. It gives him a way to stay close to the racing industry while also diversifying his income beyond just competition. Fans will be relieved to know that Kelley has no intention of parting ways with Shocker, his iconic race car, unless someone shows up with what he calls stupid money. That said, he is considering some changes. He's hinted at possibly pulling the nitrous motor and experimenting with boosted setups. That would open the door for him to stay active in small-tire, no-prep racing, keeping him sharp in the competitive drag scene. "I'd love to drive a pro mod for somebody," he admitted. "Not that I really want to own and pay for and maintain a pro mod all by myself. But with a partner, that might be something we can make happen." In other words, while Kelley is diversifying his ventures, he still has the itch to line up against the fastest in the world. Another big piece of Kelley's future is his growing involvement with the International Hot Rod Association, IHRA. He's impressed with the organization's approach to racers, pointing out how IHRA owner Daryl Cottle goes above and beyond to support competitors. "I think it defines everything a drag racing organization should have," Kelley said. "The owner himself brings you ice, 3 bags of ice, and delivers them to your pits at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning every day. Now, I'm not saying that's what's supposed to happen, but it's pretty cool." Along with IHRA, Kelley says he'll dabble in the 275 radial scene, though he's quick to note that he's more of a slick tire guy at heart. His long-term goal is to focus on big tire pro mod racing and small tire slick competition, keeping his options open but staying true to his roots. Of course, it's not all about business and racing. One of Kelley's biggest priorities moving forward is spending more time with his family. Years of filming Street Outlaws meant long stretches away from home, and now he's ready to watch his kids grow, catch softball games, and enjoy more day-to-day life. At the same time, he's leaning into digital media. Kelley has big plans for his YouTube channel, giving fans a behind-the-scenes look at his life beyond the TV cameras. "You're going to see a day in the life of Kye Kelley pretty much, and crew," he teased. "I got Puddin' and Sunshine and a lot of other funny characters that I hang around on a daily basis." From the dirt track to his business ventures, Kelley promises his channel will showcase it all. For fans who followed him on Street Outlaws, it's a chance to stay connected and see new sides of his personality. Kye Kelley's departure from Street Outlaws marks the end of an era, but it's far from the end of his journey. His career is evolving from being solely about winning races to building businesses, promoting motorsports, and creating family-friendly experiences for his community. He's thankful for the ride he's had, and hopeful that one day the show might return. But for now, Kelley is focused on carving out a new chapter, one that blends competition, entrepreneurship, and personal fulfillment. "It was a hell of a ride, and I hope it comes back soon," he said. "But for now, we're going to keep racing, keeping it real. A lot of cool things to come that you can be a part of or that you can watch." For fans, that's good news. While Street Outlaws may be over, Kye Kelley's story is far from finished. In fact, it feels like he's just getting started on his next big race. The race to define what comes after being a TV racing star. But to really understand where Kye is going, we have to remember where he came from. Think back to the early days of Street Outlaws, when he rolled up in that black Camaro, the Shocker, and went head-to-head with Oklahoma's fastest. He wasn't the richest guy in the pits. He didn't have the biggest budget. But what he did have was grit, determination, and the kind of heart you can't buy. And that's what made him stand out. Fans didn't just root for Kye because he was fast. They rooted for him because he represented the underdog, the guy who fought for every win. And let's not forget those legendary battles with Ryan Martin. How many times did we see those two line up, trading blows season after season? It was the kind of rivalry racing needed. Two titans pushing each other to the limit, forcing one another to get faster, sharper, and smarter. Ryan with his precise, almost scientific approach, and Kye with his all-out, leave-nothing-on-the-table style. That storyline carried Street Outlaws for years, and it gave fans some of the most nail-biting finishes we've ever seen. Then there's Lizzie Musey. You can't talk about Kye's journey without mentioning her. Their partnership both on and off the track gave us some of the most memorable moments in the series. Whether it was wrenching in the pits, celebrating a win, or supporting each other through heartbreaks, fans got to see more than just racing. We saw family. And that's part of why Kye resonates so deeply with fans. He's real. He lets us into his life, flaws and all, and that makes every race feel personal. Now fast forward to today. Street Outlaws as we knew it is winding down. The cameras might not be following him in the same way, but that doesn't mean the story ends. In fact, in a lot of ways, this is the most exciting part of the journey. Because now Kye gets to write his own script. No production schedule, no waiting for TV to decide what story gets told. This next era is about raw racing, real life, and building something lasting, and that's what makes his dirt track plans so powerful. It's not just about racing. It's about giving fans, families, and future racers a place to belong. Imagine 5 years from now, a young kid stepping up to race go-karts at Kye's track, getting their first taste of competition. That could Be the start of the next street outlaw, the next breakout star. Kye's not just racing anymore, he's creating opportunities for others to race. That's legacy building right there. What's even crazier is how this could reshape the drag racing world as a whole. Think about it. If guys like Kye start leaning into pro mods, IHRA, and new ventures like dirt track ownership, the sport evolves. It opens up more doors for fans and racers alike. Street Outlaws might have introduced millions to drag racing, but it might just be this new era that takes it to the next level. And Kye Kelley could be right at the center of that movement. So, when people ask, is this the end for Kye Kelley? The answer is simple. Absolutely not. If anything, this is the beginning of something even bigger. He's shifting gears, building new dreams, and proving that when one door closes, another opens. And just like he did back in the refinery days, Kye is rolling up his sleeves and putting in the work to make it happen. That's why fans will keep following him, because we know the story isn't finished yet.